So what a game last night. What a game to close out the NFL's first 17-game season. And that might have been the craziest winner go home game I've ever seen. So yeah, the Raiders beat the Chargers 35-32 in overtime as Carlson kicks the game-winning field goal. And yeah, this game went back and forth. Everything you could ask for at first. Derek Carr, Justin Herbert going back and forth, trying to get their teams in the playoffs, with both teams needing a win or tie to get in. The Raiders started to pull away late in the game, early in the fourth quarter. They took a 29-14 lead with about 8:23 left to go. And then Justin Herbert puts the team on his back, puts together two amazing drives for the Chargers to go down and score twice inside the game. They actually converted 4 fourth downs on those two drives, including a 4th and 21 to score the first time. And then they go get a 2-point conversion, and they go down and score again as time expired. And that's where things really get interesting, because the Steelers who are watching need the game not to end in a tie to get into the playoffs themselves. So the Raiders go down in overtime, get a field goal, the Chargers match, and something bizarre happens right at the end of the game. So the Raiders, with about 38 seconds left to go, have the ball on the Chargers' 39-yard line. The game tied at 32. And it seemed like they were in no rush. Seemed like maybe they were even willing to run the clock out and have the game end in a tie so they can get in the playoffs and not risk a field goal and something go wrong and they lose the game. Chargers head coach Brandon Staley, with the clock running down, 38 seconds to go, actually calls a timeout, stops the clock at 38 seconds, and they could have ran it down to about 6 or 7 seconds, I believe, which prompted the Raiders, instead of going to run the clock as they were going to do, they actually run one more play, and Josh Jacobs runs up the middle for 10 yards, which sets up an easier field goal for them to score and win the game. So let me just say this about this. I have no idea why you call that timeout there. I've tried to come up with reasons, give them the benefit of the doubt to maybe see why it would make sense. The only thing, maybe they thought to call the timeout there so the Raiders could just take a knee and run the clock out. Maybe they thought that would call them to take a knee, but in fact, the opposite happened. It caused them to go try to win the game. So we can go back and forth on whether we think the Raiders are going to take a knee. I honestly couldn't tell, because they probably were still going to run a running play anyway. Derek Carr says they tried to win the game. Of course he's going to say that, but I have no idea what they would have done, and I don't think we'll ever know. So yeah, Chargers fans are going to run Brandon Staley to the ground for sure. I don't blame him. I'd be mad too. I probably want the coach fired too if that was my team. But man, that's brutal. That's such a horrible way to lose. Such a horrible way to end the season, especially with the performance Herbert put on. But from the Raiders side, I give the Raiders props. All the adversity the Raiders have been through this year, Rich Bisaccia deserves Coach of the Year, in my opinion, for the interim job he's done to work with the Raiders through all this adversity to get them into the playoffs and to play the Bengals in the first round. So I think no matter what happens with the Raiders here on out, the fact they made it to the wildcard game with all they've been through, it doesn't really matter what happens with the Raiders here on out. At least to me, they're an inspiration and really just a lesson in life that when you fall down, when things get hard, you get back up. Props to the Raiders for getting to the playoffs and getting to this point with everything they had going on. And for the Chargers, it's a tough loss, sure. It's definitely heartbreaking to not make the playoffs in that way. But they'll be fine. You got a third-year Justin Herbert, a defense that's still growing and getting better. You have the number one cap space going into next year. You really should be able to build a contender next year and continue to grow. But yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts on the game. Charger fans, I really feel for you. I know y'all are not in a happy place right now. So let me know your guys' thoughts on the game. Are you okay with the timeout? Are you angry with the timeout? Charger fans, feel free to vent in the comment section. And I'll see you guys next time.